guys, let's make this cute bookmark for Valentine's Day. We're going to start off with watercolor paper. I've got it taped down just with washi tape. And I'm going to start by making 3 little hearts on there. You can see off to the left there, that's the one that I made before. Now, if you're not comfortable drawing, go ahead and trace a sticker. You can use a cookie cutter. Anything to make a little heart. So I'm going to do 3 of them on there. A little bit of erasing. And then we'll come up. And we'll do that last one. If you guys notice, I started in the middle. And I like to start in the middle because then that tells me how much I've got on either side of it. So I always start with what I have to draw in the middle, and then I come down and do the top and the bottom, or the left and the right, whatever it may be. All right, so now I grab my big watercolor brush. I'm going to use watercolors on this. And we're just going to use plain water, clean water, and we're going to go around the hearts. There we go. And we're just going to get all that paper wet there. Some more water on there. And come back. Now you guys, you don't want water like pooling everywhere, but you want it enough. And you guys will get to know this too once you start working with watercolors and the paints a little bit. How much water you have to put on there. So we just want enough where it'll bleed out and blend into the other colors. Alright, so we're going to do this last guy. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to grab, I just used pink. You guys you can use any colors you want. And these watercolors I'm using, this is just an old set that I've had for, quite a few years from Michael's. So see how I just go, I start on my pencil line there, and I go around each of the hearts. And what it does is it bleeds that water, because you've got the water on your paper there, it bleeds out into that and blends real nice. Sometimes I'll get a little pounce. There. And then I just kind of start filling in the rest of that area there. Go around the bottom here. And then up. And then into those corners. And make sure you get your sides and your corners there. Okay. Give it a little wash. And then I'm going to grab purple. I used a darker purple in mine. Now you see, ooh, that's a little bit too much. I'm going to dab a little bit of that off. And then I'm going to come back. There we go, that's better. And go around my heart. And then we'll keep going up this way. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit more water. I don't quite have enough water in there yet at this point, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And see how I'm kind of blending it right into that pink? I want those two to kind of blend. I don't want a real hard line there. I want to give it a real nice soft, like they kind of blended right in together. I'm just going around the edges here. I'll kind of fan out so you can see what it looks like here. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to take the blue. I use kind of a turquoisey blue. And I'm going to do that last heart. We're going to start down here. There we go. Go around. And the reason why I start right there on that line is because that's where I want my darkest concentration to be. The further I go away from that heart is where I want it to get lighter. See how I'm just working that out? I did grab a little bit more water there just to kind of, my paper was getting a little dry, so I had a little bit more water there. And I'm blending it in with that purple there. There we go. Get those edges. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is I want to come back in. I want to give that a little bit more of a definition there, a little bit darker line there. So I'm going to come back in with a little bit more blue in there and give that a little bit stronger color right around that heart. There we go. I'm just kind of dabbing away as I go. Now I'm going to do a little bit around the purple. Oops, sorry, pink. I'm going to kind of make that line a little bit darker around there. Come around that corner. There we go. I'm just going to soften those two in there and blend that in. Like I said, you don't want a real hard line in there. You want it to blend real nicely in there. Okay, now whoops. I'm blow drying it right now to get it a little dry before we go on to the next step of doing our pen work. So I want to make sure it's dry. So I'm going to take it and dry it. If you guys noticed, I got a little bit too much there. It's still a little wet, so I'm just taking a paper towel and just kind of dabbing a little bit, and that'll pick up that water, that excess water there. Now, you guys, I do have my paper tape down too with just washi tape. You can use painter's tape, whatever you'd like. But that way it kind of holds the paper down, because it doesn't curl because it's watercolor paper, but it will kind of get a little wonky on you. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take my smaller watercolor brush and I'm actually going to grab some black. Just a little bit of black in there with a little bit of water. And I'm going to speckle it or flick it onto the painting. So a little bit of paint, a little bit of water. And all I do is I take my brush and hit the top of my finger there, as you can see. And it gives it a little speckled look to it. And you can do as much or as little as you would like. It's kind of up to you guys and what you like. All right, so now let's go ahead and we'll take... Oh, let's just make sure it's dry. I want to make sure those black speckles are dry. And then we'll go ahead and we'll start taking the tape off. This is the part I like. This is where I think it starts to look kind of cool. So we're just going to take that off. And we'll take the last one. There we go. Now, if you can kind of see there, my tape wasn't very straight when I put it on. So I've got to do some fixing on that. But before we do that, I'm going to grab my pen. Now this is a Pentel pen. This is a PN nib, which it's a little bit thinner. If you know the pens, they come in different sizes. This one is a PN, so a plastic nib. And it's got a little bit finer point on it. You can use even just a fine point pen. Works great too, you guys. And I'm just going around each of the hearts, couple of times, and I don't want it to be real. I'm just kind of doing it. Leaving some white space in there, kind of crisscrossing over the lines. We're just going to do that. Now I'm going to write love on here. So I'm going to turn it on its side. Now you guys, you could use stamps here. You could use a stencil. You could use a sticker. Kind of whatever you'd like. And I'm just going to write love. Now I come down and I thicken up my downstrokes on my letters. And then we're going to do the O. There we go. And then I come back and I make my loop on my L. And thicken that up. Okay. Cute. Oh, it's looking great. And you guys, this would be, like I said, super cute for the kids to make, to give at school. Now I'm going to trim my sides down a little bit. So I'm just taking my scissors. You can use a paper cutter too, if you have a paper cutter. But I'm just going to take my scissors. I'll do this top one. And then the side. There we go. And then the bottom. All right. Move those aside. Look at that. Even that would be cute, you guys. If you frame that just like that, that would be cute. Or give it as a Valentine and not make it into a bookmark. That would be cute too. Okay, so then I've got one of these corner edgers. It rounds off the corners. So I'm going to stick that in there, do each of the corners, just to kind of round them off. And we'll do the last one. There we go. Cute. And I'm going to punch a hole in the top here for the ribbon. There we go. I need a little bit bigger hole because my ribbon's a little bit wider. I couldn't find my bigger hole puncher. I'm not sure what I did with that. And then I'm going to grab the ribbon and we'll stick that through. There we go. Cute. And then we'll tie a knot on the end there. Nope, there we go. I gotta make that one a little bit longer. Perfect. Tie a knot. There we go. She's all done. How cute is that? So there's the other one I did. How fun. Enjoy. I hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for joining me. Check out my other video at Studio 527MN. Thanks, guys.